In FIFA 17, I rebuilt West Ham United. Yes, they were struggling then, but now things are starting to crumble. West Ham are just about at crisis point. Slaven Bilic sacked, David Moyes reportedly in, and a club who had massive goals of becoming a force in English football after moving into the lifeless Olympic Stadium are now facing a relegation battle. Will West Ham fail and become a championship side once again? Who knows? All I know is that it is my job to give the fans of the Hammers some hope. It may only be in FIFA, but it is hope. Today, we take over from Big Slav and lead West Ham out of this mess and beyond. Beyond to European glory. Ladies and gentlemen, today we rebuild West Ham United. G'day guys, how's it going? It is JarradHD here. Welcome back to another FIFA 18 rebuilding video. Of course, as you can see, and as I have said, today we're rebuilding West Ham United. This is going to be such a challenge. It's going to be such a good challenge and a fun challenge to try turning West Ham around. I mean, after their recruiting drive at the start of the season, I thought maybe they could push for a Europa League spot. Now it is about survival. And also, just a little FYI for you guys, I do have some massive rebuilds being worked on in the background, but they take a long time and I'm sure you can appreciate it. For those of you who have not seen a rebuilding challenge video yet, here are the rules. So the main objective of this is to take a team to the Champions League final. We will be simulating every single game up until the Champions League final, which we will play ourselves. We can make whatever transfers we like. Realistic, unrealistic, it does not matter. There's a big focus on the transfer window, only showing players that we sign. And finally, don't get butthurt if I sell your favorite player. Let's get into the rebuild. But if you guys do go on to enjoy today's rebuild with West Ham, make sure that you leave a like on the video, and also make sure you bloody scorpion kick that subscribe button down below if you are new around here. So this is what our starting 11 looks like for the opening season. Some of you guys might not agree with some of the selections of the team. For example, Ayew being in there ahead of Antonio, and maybe Masuaku being in there ahead of Cresswell, but I'm just trying to go, and maybe also Obiang instead of Mark Noble, but I'm trying to go for a team that can get us the best result this season and all that stuff. So my main goals for this first season is to bring in a world-class or a top-quality centre-back and probably a decent right-back, because Zabaleta isn't gonna get any younger. But anyways, let's get into the good stuff. Let's get into the business. I mean, I always try to consider most of the transfers, but Mark Noble is a transfer offer I will not consider. He is going nowhere in this rebuild. So we have made our first signing for this West Ham United rebuild. Jose Maria Jimenez from Atletico Madrid is joining us for an absolute bargain of £25 million. The Uruguayan centre-back is valued at £24.5 million, and he had a release clause of £55 million, I believe it was. So we've got him for £30 million less than his release clause, which is a huge pickup. So welcome to West Ham, Jose Maria Jimenez. And not even a day later, we have signed ourselves a brand new right back, Ricardo Pereira, coming to West Ham United from FC Porto. The right back, the Portuguese right back, signs for another pretty good fee, £19 million. I'm pretty happy with the business we've done so far, and we still have so much money in the bank. The business we have done so far in this rebuild has blown me away. Only in the first window, I only thought we'd bring in a centre back and a right back, but we've managed to go for my next big task. That is a new centre midfielder, Julian Weigl, the 21-year-old, joining from Borussia Dortmund for £32.3 million. Welcome to West Ham, Julian Weigl. And a transfer deadline day transfer as Diafra Sakho leaves West Ham and goes to Olympic Lyon for £6.9 million. 1 hour to go on transfer deadline day, and what an opening window it has been. Jimenez, Pereira, Weigl in, Sakho out. We have a lot of money in the bank as well. If we look over, we've still got 30 million left over, so I might have to use some of that in January. We'll wait and see. Let's see how we're going at halfway through the season. So on the 1st of January 2018, just over halfway through the season, we are sitting dead mid-table, or just under the mid-table. We are 11th position in the Premier League on 27 points, so not the worst, only 5 points away from 5th place Manchester City, but at least if you're a West Ham fan, we're not in that bottom 3 with West Brom, Leicester and Southampton. So it should be interesting once we do some business here in January, what sort of position we finish in at the end of the season, but let's get into some business. So you guys know that I love a good free transfer, and we've managed to do that here. Stefan de Vrij, he was one of the players I was considering signing when we went in for Maria Jimenez at the start of the season, but I saw that he had 6 months remaining on his contract, or 11 months at that point, and I thought let's try signing him on a free transfer, which we have just done. So our back line, or at least our centre backs, are going to be legit next season. Welcome next year to Stefan de Vrij. So Jose Font is the last player, or the latest player, to leave the club. He's heading to Bournemouth for just under £3 million. So we've gone ahead and made a massive transfer here on the back end of January. Kingsley Coman coming to the club from Bayern Munich to be our brand new right midfielder for a pretty impressive sum of just under £23 million. So welcome to West Ham United, Kingsley Coman. So here we are, 1 hour to go on January deadline day, and it has been another successful window. This rebuild has really gotten off to a good start. De Vrij coming in next season, Kingsley Coman in now, and we've only lost Jose Fonte, so I'm pretty excited to see how we finish at the end of the season, and most importantly, what we can do next season. So let's get into that now. Alright, so here we are at the end of Season 1. 9th place finish, which isn't too bad. I'm sure a lot of West Ham fans would happily take that in real life, but it's clear to see our biggest problem was drawing matches. 17 draws. Hopefully we can solve that next season. We finish on 50 points as Spurs do go on to win the Premier League title. And the 3 teams going down, quite surprisingly, are Leicester City, Newcastle United and Southampton. In the FA Cup, we were eliminated in the round of 16 to Spurs, who were the eventual winners. And in the Carabao Cup, we were eliminated once again to the eventual winners, this time in the quarterfinals by Manchester City. And then checking out the European competitions, Barcelona won the Champions League and Liverpool won the Europa League. So that's the end of Season 1. We did really good business, and I think we've set ourselves up for a really good second season. Might even be able to make Champions League, but let's get into it and let's see what we can do. So our opening objective for Season 2 was to bring in a top quality keeper since Joe Hart had gone back to City after his loan. We have done just that. We have brought in Sergio Rico from Sevilla for £33.5 million, a great pickup there. And our first player departure for this season is going to be Sam Byron, who is off to Huddersfield for £7.7 million. That was his release clause and Huddersfield triggered it. We have made another massive signing here. Bakayoko from Chelsea, after 1 season at Stamford Bridge, transfers to another part of London. The 23-year-old now joins us for £36.9 million. Welcome to West Ham, Bakayoko. So Pablo Zabaleta is the latest player to leave West Ham. He's off to Palace for £6.5 million. So on transfer deadline day, we have sold Michail Antonio to Galatasaray. The Englishman is off to Turkey for £10.3 million. And 2 hours later, Adrian is off to Fiorentina for £8.2 million. Thanks for your service, but you're no longer needed. Best of luck in Italy. Another pretty busy transfer window. Rico and Bakayoko in, Byram, Zabaleta, Adrian and Antonio out. This is what our starting lineup looks like. Bakayoko unfortunately picked up a bit of an injury, but should be right soon. Squad's progressing quite nicely. Let's see if we can push for a Champions League spot. I'll see you in January. So 1st of January 2019 here. We're exceeding expectations. We are sitting in 3rd position, and the good thing is that there's a fair bit of daylight between like us, Man City, Bournemouth, and then you go down to Spurs, Chelsea. There's 12 points between us and Spurs, which is really good. So if we maintain the better second half of the season, we will be going real well and will be technically in with a chance to complete the rebuild in Season 3, but I'm not counting my chickens before they hatch. Looking at the drop zone right now, the 3 teams that came up are looking like going down at the moment. Wolverhampton, Aston Villa, and my favourite club in real life, Fulham, all in the drop zone. We begin the January window off with a signing I was not expecting to make. Roberto Firmino transfers to West Ham United from Liverpool for £22 million plus Chicharito, which I think is a pretty fair swap. Chicharito started going down and overall was about 30-31. Firmino's 27, so arguably in his peak right now, 84 rated, 33 million value. That is a huge pickup. Welcome to West Ham United, Roberto Firmino. Also, don't ask me why I just did that little accent. So, another pre-contract signing. It is Koke from Atletico Madrid. His default position is centre midfield, but I'm going to be utilising him, or at least planning on utilising him next season in the left mid position to replace Arnautovic. But Koke is a massive pickup there, so welcome to West Ham United, Koke. So here we are, 1 hour to go, and again, we've done so well. I can't get over how well we've done in this rebuild so far with the business. Roberto Firmino, I'm gonna stop doing that little accent, but Roberto Firmino in, Koke in next season, but Roberto Firmino in right now, and Chicharito out right now. Let's see if we can finish top 4 and qualify for the Champions League for Season 3. We have finished the season in 4th position. I believe that means we have to qualify or go through the playoff rounds of the Champions League, but I might be wrong, but 4th place, that is dead on what we wanted. And also, the drop zone has stayed the same way. Unfortunately, Fulham goes down, and they're joined by Aston Villa and Wolves. Manchester United came back to win the league. I'm pretty sure halfway through, Liverpool were on top, and they won by 1 point. But overall, I'm pretty satisfied with a 4th place finish. We made it to the final of the FA Cup, where unfortunately we lost to Burnley. And in the Carabao Cup, we are nowhere to be seen, unfortunately. Manchester United went on to win that tournament. Bayern Munich won the Champions League. I'm pretty sure they lost it last year in penalties against Barcelona. And then Liverpool were the runners-up. And Manchester City won the Europa League 2-1 over Inter. So here's a look at our squad report at the end of this second season. I decided that we'd go onto this attributes tab. I've been playing around with it. Sometimes I'm on the status, sometimes I'm on the stats. This time we're on the attributes because it actually shows the overall change and all that stuff. But the squad's progressing really nicely. I found that the majority of our starters are around the 85 mark, which is definitely something we want. And with Koke coming in next season, he should be sitting around 87, 88. So we could genuinely have a good run at the Champions League if we get through. And I don't know, I don't think we're going to be able to do it next season, but I definitely think that playoff football or knockout football is on the card. So I would say Season 2 was a flat out success. Our squad, just like the Everton rebuild, is coming along ridiculously fast. Let's see what we can do and how far we can go in the 3rd season of this West Ham rebuild. I cannot believe that we have gotten to this level at this point, Season 3, and we've already signed someone of the caliber of David Alaba. The Austrian left-back signs from Bayern Munich for £55.2 million. What a massive pickup that is. Welcome to West Ham United, David Alaba. Like, if you look at our starting 11 now that Alaba and Koke are in, we've got Firmino, all these players. This is one hell of a starting 11. Still got Lanzini as well. He's a weapon on this game. I mean, I said heading into this season that we could probably make the knockout rounds. I think we could go deep in the Champions League. Maybe not win it, but semi-finals, quarterfinals perhaps? Oh, well, turns out the board wants us to win the Champions League final and reach the final, so they have pretty lofty expectations as well. And they want us to win the Premier League. Jeez, okay, so the timeline's pretty fast. So the first player to leave the club for this 3rd season is someone that I originally planned on having for the whole rebuild, or for the first 4 or 5 seasons. but we've got Alaba, so there's no point keeping someone of his caliber in here. Arthur Masuaku is off to Watford for £20 million. Best of luck, mate. So I was correct when I assumed that we'd have to go through the playoff rounds to hopefully get into the Champions League group stages. We're going to get right into it here. Dundalk are our opponents for the 2 legs for the qualifiers, and I would think that if we have intentions of going the entire way in the Champions League, or at least going deep, we'd comfortably take care of these guys, but weirder things have happened in FIFA. Kingsley Coman does get us a goal in the 33rd minute. It's a full strength starting 11. No point going soft. We want to get a win. We want to get it comfortably. We simulate and we draw 1-1. Alright, so it's a bit surprising that it was 1-1 heading into the second leg, but we need a big performance here. I swear, if we get knocked out in the qualifiers by Dundalk, there is something seriously wrong. Let's get an early goal and let's take care of them. Surely we're not going to lose to Dundalk with this starting 11 where the majority of our players are around the 85 mark, and Firmino did give us the lead there in the 29th minute. Let's simulate it in 3, 2, 1, 2-0. Definitely not as comfortable as I would have hoped, but we're in the group stages, baby. So here we are on transfer deadline day. We've brought ourselves in a brand new backup right back. Benjamin Pavard has joined the club from Stuttgart for £8 million. He's going to be a decent player to have as a bit of protection in case Pereira picks up an injury. So 1 hour to go on the transfer deadline day. Again, another decent window. Alaba, which just blows my mind that 3 seasons in we brought in Alaba, and then Pavard also in, Masuaku out. Let's get into January and see how we go. But before we do that, we need to look at our Champions League group, and it is a tough one to say the least. Dortmund and Lyon are going to probably prove to be our toughest opponents. Ghent also could prove a shock, but I'm focused on Dortmund and Lyon. So what I do, if you haven't seen a rebuild, is I look at my Champions League group, then I simulate to the end of the group stages to see if we progress to the knockout rounds. So let's look at that in 3, 2, 1. Alright, so my worries weren't warranted in the slightest because we have gone undefeated in the group stages, progressing to the knockout rounds with Borussia Dortmund. We have 4 wins, 2 draws, 0 losses, and finish on 14 points, which is a great effort. And if you look to the sort of bottom right hand corner of your screen, you will see that we are matched up against Napoli in the last 16 of the Champions League, which should be a real good test. So here we are, just about halfway through the season, the Premier League season, and we're on the 1st of January. We're sitting in 2nd position on 37 points, pretty close top 4, and then a 10-point gap between us and 5th place Brighton. Really hoping that we can get automatic Champions League qualification this season if we don't manage to win it this season. So I was looking at our team and I thought, this is the starting 11 that I think I want to take us to the Champions League final. I'm going to give this season and probably next season to this starting 11, but I thought that doesn't mean we can't build around what we currently have and get protection. So I've gone ahead and picked us up a backup goalkeeper just in case Sergio Rico does get an injury. So welcome another Sergio Romero from Manchester United. The Argentine keeper comes in here on deadline day for £7.5 million. So it hasn't been a busy transfer window at all, but I think we have a pretty decent side, and I'm pretty interested and excited to see what we can do in the Champions League this season. So without further ado, let's get into our knockout round matchup, the round of 16 matchup against Napoli. Alright, we're away here in Naples for the first knockout round game in this West Ham United rebuild. We take on Napoli. It's a full strength side besides Alaba. He is out through suspension. Creswell comes in. Coman misses a penalty in the 8th minute, but Firmino gets us an away goal. But imagine if we were 2-0 up already. That would have been great. Shaqiri and Digne play for Napoli now as well, which is pretty random to see. Firmino gets a second goal. That is a second away goal, and that is huge. Can we get a third away goal? That would be really, really, really good. 10 minutes to go, 5 minutes to go, and it's going to be 2-0 heading back to the Olympic Stadium. All right, we're back to full strength here for the second leg at home. Let's come home strong. Let's not blow this 2-0 lead. Let's not have to sing 2-0 and you fucked it up. Let's get the result. They miss a penalty in the second minute. Okay, that is a big plus for us. That's like us. We missed a penalty in the first 10 minutes. We're half an hour in, 0-0, that's good for us. We have a 2-goal advantage. Firmino makes it 3-0. He's absolutely killing it. Shaqiri gets them an away goal, but they need to get 3 goals. Lanzini just about secures our spot in the quarterfinals. That is 4-1 up, and that is how it's going to end. We're through to the quarterfinals. Well, we have a big challenge here. This will show us what we're made of. The Champions League quarterfinals. It is West Ham United versus Manchester United. An all-English affair. Are we going to get through to the semis at our first time of asking, or will we fall? Let's find out. Alright, away again for the first leg. This time away at Old Trafford. A full-strength squad. If we can put in another 2-0 performance like we had away at Napoli, that would just be amazing. They have a great side here, United. Martial, Rashford, no Lukaku, which is a bit surprising. Florenzi, De Gea. It's going to be tough. Correa on the bench. Their bench is real strong. Dalbert as well as a beast. Lanzini gets us an away goal before half-time. Okay. Let's see if we can weather the Manchester United storm. Maybe pick up a second goal here. 10 minutes to go. This could be huge. Pereira, 2-0. Oh my god. I called it at the start. I said 2-0 like the Napoli game. Wow. Okay. I was not expecting that. Let's get into the second leg. All right. Home leg. Man United, they can turn it on so easily. So I'm really happy that we have a 2-0 advantage, especially away goals, because they could really come out firing here. I think we need to weather the storm in the first half, maybe get a third goal, but it's going to be tough. Bakayoko, a third goal. Okay, they get an away goal, but Bakayoko has made it 3-1. Second half now. We need to keep them from scoring early on here. They need 2 goals, and if they score 2 goals, they'll go through. 20 minutes. Surely we're through to the semis. Don't jinx it. 10 minutes, 5 minutes. We're going to go through. No, Florenzi. Oh my god, okay. I thought they were going to score a goal in the 90th minute, but we have gone through to the Champions League semi-finals. 3-2 against Man United. I am genuinely surprised that we've made it this far. I think we can go all the way. This is going to be interesting. Well, this is unexpected. Villarreal in the Champions League semi-finals. I'm sure today, if you said in 3 seasons' time, it'll be West Ham versus Villarreal in the Champions League semi-finals, you'd say you're a bit of an idiot, but I'm quite surprised. I swear, all the rebuilds we've done across FIFA 18, we have had tremendous luck so far this FIFA. I mean, hopefully I'm not jinxing myself right now, but we've been going on some pretty insane runs, and to think in Season 3 with West Ham, we're already in the Champions League semis. That is kind of mental. Maybe a change of sort of what happens, a change of methods will screw us up here, as we have to have the first leg at home. Was enjoying the away legs first, but let's see if we can put a decent result on here. Knowing my luck, Villarreal will be so much better than Manchester United and Napoli, but should be interesting. Koke in the 15th minute. Get in there. That is a good start. Come on, fellas. Let's get a second goal. Let's make it real comfortable. Lanzini, he has been killing it in this rebuild. Might just be the player of the rebuild so far. A third goal would be so good. There it is. Koke gets a third goal. Pereira picks up an injury. Hopefully that's not too bad, but we look like we've got 1 foot in the Champions League final. Pereira, 6 weeks on the sidelines. Come on, man. And Jimenez is suspended for the next leg. This could really go pear-shaped. Alright, the second leg here. We have Winston Reid into the side, and we have that right back. I believe his name is Pavard, or yeah, Pavard is in as well. So our backline's a bit weak, but surely we don't blow a 3-goal advantage. If we can get an away goal early, that would be huge. I mean, surely we don't blow a 3-0 lead. How did Villarreal get through? That's pretty mental that they even got to this point. But I guess you could say that about some of our rebuilds. But at the moment, it's looking pretty comfortable for us. We are 0-all. They get a goal back, so it's 3-1 on aggregate. They're going to need to score 2 goals quickly to send this one to extra time. Bakayoko with the injury. That's not what we want, but we are through to the Champions League final at the first time of asking. Okay, Bakayoko, only a pulled quad injury, so he should be right for the final. So our opponent in the Champions League final is going to be Diego Simeone's Atletico Madrid side. They defeated Man City in the semi-finals, friggin' Real Madrid in the quarters, and AC Milan in the round of 16, so they've had a real tough task getting here. Although we've had our fair share of difficult games as well, but it should be really interesting. Taking a look at the other tournaments before we get into the game, Spurs did win the Europa League. We finished in 3rd position in the Premier League, which means next season, if we lose today, we get another shot at Champions League glory. Man United, of course, won the league, and the 3 teams going down are Swansea, Sunderland, and Huddersfield. Man City did go on to win the FA Cup. We were eliminated in the round of 16 by bloody, is that Peterborough? That is bad. And Man United won the Carabao Cup. We were eliminated by Chelsea in the semi-finals. So of course, we always have a look at the squad report at the end of the season or before we get into the Champions League final. Regardless of whether we complete the rebuild or not, it's always a good way to look at the squad we have and what we have on deck. And I'm happy to say that we do have a full strength starting 11 for this Champions League final. Pereira he's got that little bandage icon, but he's right to play the final. He's going to be not 100%, but definitely going to be putting him in there. Really excited to see how the squad goes. It's progressed quite nicely, and I'm still quite surprised that we're at this stage already. Can we finish it off within 3 seasons? Let's go, and let's find out. Bring it on, Atletico Madrid. One of our fastest ever rebuilds may be completed as we take on Antoine Griezmann and a very impressive Atletico Madrid side. Can West Ham United become European champions? Let's find out. Let's get into the final. Playing the patient game here. Ricardo Pereira switching the play up to Alaba. We're trying to walk it in, really. We're trying to get ourselves a real good opportunity here. Haven't lost possession yet. Firmino, oh, almost. On the attack here, Yannick Carrasco, absolute beast in career mode. Goes out wide there to whatever that guy's name is. He gets past freaking one of our players, almost squeezes it in. They're on the attack here, Atletico Madrid. That's a nice ball through to Griezmann. How have we not stopped him? Sergio Rico with a crucial save though. Here we go. Oh, that's not what we wanted. Here we go. Lanzini to Firmino, who goes out to Kingsley Coman. Back there to Firmino. We see you. Beautiful ball to Lanzini. Can he finish it? Yes, he does. Lanzini's composed. We almost concede, but then we go straight up the other end. And our captain, Manuel Lanzini, been here since the start of the rebuild, gives us the lead against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League final. Oh, beautifully intercepted there from Weigl. Had a good start to the game. We see Kingsley Coman out wide. Can we pile it on? Kingsley Coman on the angle. What a rocket of a shot. 2-0 up in 25 minutes. We've gone bang, and we've scored 2 goals in the space of 3 minutes. What was the defense doing there? Kingsley Coman so far open. I was considering cutting back, but then I just decided to hit it across the face of the goals. What a rocket of a finish that was. Jan Oblak so late to react. And we're 2-0 up here. Oh, beautiful stuff, Bakayoko. Atletico Madrid look like they're starting to pile under the freaking pressure. Crumble under it. Firmino! Oh my god. 3-0 in 29 minutes. What even is this rebuild? We're 3 seasons in with West Ham and we're 3-0 up against Atletico Madrid 29 minutes into it. Oh my. I am shocked. We are killing it. Jeez, okay. Oh, poor defense there on my behalf. Carrasco running down the line. We're chasing with Pereira. Almost got Carrasco. Going back to Partey. Thomas Partey to Griezmann. Goes back, they shoot. They almost get a goal back. Here we go. Oh, it ends up at Firmino's feet. Can we get a 4th goal here before half-time? Our finishing has been superb today. Weigl through to Kingsley Coman, looking for a brace. Oh my, we are 4-0 up. I need to show you guys that I have no sliders on because it seems every single shot we have is finding the bottom corner. Where are we? User gameplay, all at the 50s, and for them, all at the 50s as well. I don't know why we are finishing so amazingly. I don't know why we are playing so well, but we are 4-0 up against Atletico Madrid on the stroke of half-time. I cannot believe it. Griezmann looking to light a spark here for Atletico Madrid. They've lost too many freaking Champions League finals in their time. They want to get back into this one, but this is probably the hardest comeback you could possibly think of. Pjanic in the box, going there to Carrasco. Carrasco! They're trying anything. Lanzini going to Bakayoko, who's had a pretty decent game. Koke against his former side. Going there to Alaba. To Lanzini. Through to Firmino. Up against Manolas. He's got him beaten for pace. Firmino's going to look to put this one in. Koeman for his hat-trick. He gets it. No, he doesn't. He's offside. Oh, that would have been massive. They're looking for a way back into this one. Saul going straight past Alaba. They're going to whip that one in there. They're going to get the header with Zivkovic. They've scored that. They have scored that. We've scored some questionable goals, but the keeping on that goal there was questionable. Questionable at best. I thought for sure we were going to get to that one. They've gotten a goal, and I think they deserve one. Pretty poor defending from Alaba, but I want to see this. So it loops. Rico, mate. Rico, what are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? Look at that. What are you doing? What? Ah. Okay, let's play on. I thought it was going to get pulled back for a foul. Lanzini, long shot. Oh my, did that get deflected? No, it didn't. Griezmann looking to give them a real shot in this one. We can't let him shoot. He finesses it, and he almost slots it in. Here we go. We're passing it around. Firmino going to Lanzini. I see Firmino. We're going to try going for another one too. Firmino. Oh, that almost came off, but Weigl's through. Weigl shoots. Weigl hits the crossbar, and it almost rockets back in off Jan Oblak. Quick throw in there for Atletico Madrid. They're going to take the strike. It's going to get deflected. It's going to hit the post, and we're just going to clear it. Atletico Madrid are looking real good in this second half. It's a shame for them that they couldn't do this in the first half. But we're just trying to not get a second goal conceded here. Zivkovic into Manolas. Terrible finish. Oh, I see you. Koeman. Beautiful ball there. Koeman looking for his hat-trick. Hat-trick in the Champions League final. No, it's saved from Oblak. Still a decent effort, though. There it is, fellas. West Ham United, shockingly, are Champions League winners. What a domination that is of Atletico Madrid. Granted, they were pretty good in this game. We just made the most of our first half opportunities, and they didn't. And that was the big turning point between the two sides. But after 3 seasons, we have completed the rebuild with West Ham United. One of the quickest and weirdest rebuilds we have made so far. We had luck on our side, and we absolutely killed it today. If you guys enjoyed today's rebuild, make sure you leave a like on the video. Make sure you bloody Scorpion kick that subscribe button down below. But I'll let you enjoy the title celebrations. It has been JarradHD here. I'm out. Peace.
For you. goes. Every time I've let you in, you've let me down. And the people who say that it's magical, no, that's just how their story goes. Tell me, if I let you in, will you be my foe? No, I won't fall for you.